Hey, how's it going, fight fans? Welcome to mindforcombat. If you're new to this channel, my name's Rohan, and it's my platform where I do MMA and boxing related content. If you're new here, why don't you help me grow my platform? All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you don't, and maybe hit that bell icon so you know whenever I upload a video. With that said, I've recently put up a video which is my 4 must-watch fighters in one championship. Now, if you haven't watched it already, definitely go and check it out on my channel. And in that video, I was suggested a video which was the 4 must-watch fighters from Bellator. Now, this was a concept that got me thinking, because Bellator's a little more well-known than one championship. So there's a high chance that a lot of the fighters I'm going to name, you guys will know already anyway. But what I thought was the best way to approach this, now you guys can correct me if I was wrong, but I thought, because I only did top 4 list by the way, a good way to approach this would be both champions and non-champions. So I've went through the Bellator roster and guys that I really enjoy watching and gave it some thought, and I thought, who are the guys that are must-watches for me? And on top of that, who are the guys that are going to be around and are going to have longevity? So I thought the best way to do it is mix both prospects and current world champions and then create a top 4. Now, there's obviously tons of great guys on Bellator that are not going to make my top 4. That's guys like Ryan Bader. You guys all know who Ryan Bader is. There's no more point me talking about Ryan Bader. Gegard Mousasi, he's a great guy. Rafael Lovato Jr., he's a world champion. He's undefeated. He's got that high, heavy pressure grappling style. He can be a bit of fun to watch. He just beat Gegard Mousasi, who's another great guy that you guys should be watching. There's tons and tons of great guys in Bellator. Lima McKee, tons of great ladies as well. And but all of them notwithstanding, this is my top 4 list for you guys to check out, including a mix of both champions and prospects. I hope I explained my stance here clearly enough, and if you got any issues with my list, remember to comment below and let me know what you guys think. So at number 4, I got, in my opinion, the top light heavyweight contender to Ryan Bader's title. Well, I mean, there's really no contention to who is the top contender at light heavyweight in Bellator, and that's Vadim Nemkov. Vadim Nemkov is a guy who is coming off, he's 4-0 in the Bellator cage. He's beaten the likes of Liam McKee, former Bellator champion. He's taken out Phil Davis, former Bellator champion and former UFC contender. He's taken out, who else is taken out? He's taken out Rafael Carvalho as well, former Bellator middleweight champion. He's taken out a lot of great guys. So with the win streak that he's on and the way he's put it together and the dynamic skill set that he's demonstrated, being only 27 years old with a record of 11-2, he's such a talented prospect with such a long scope for growth. He's a guy that you guys should definitely check out. And if you haven't seen him already, definitely give him a watch. He's a guy that I think will give Ryan Bader a really, really tough fight. So when Ryan Bader is ready to drop back down to 205 and defend his belt, that's the correct fight to make, and I just cannot wait to see it. Vadim Nemkov is a very, very talented fighter with tons going for him, and is a guy that I root for very much, and is a guy who sits comfortably in my top 4. So guys, check out Vadim Nemkov at number 4. At number 3, we got a guy that is really, really making a lot of noise. It's the undefeated featherweight prospect known to you guys as AJ McKee. AJ McKee is 16-0 in the Bellator cage, and he's gotten wins over the likes of Derek Campos. He's beaten Pat Curon. Pat Curon's obviously a former 2-time Bellator featherweight champion. Really talented guy in his own right. So AJ McKee has beaten some good guys now. He's 16-0. He's got a ton of finishes. He's in the Bellator featherweight Grand Prix, and I really hope we get to see him clash with Patricio Pitbull in the finals. What a brilliant fight that will be. AJ McKee is the son of Antonio McKee, the former MFC champion, long-time contender outside of the UFC. And then when he fought in the UFC, he just had one fight, but he got to the UFC pretty later on in life. But he's a really talented fighter as well. Anyway, it's not about him. I don't know why I'm digressing so much. But AJ McKee is such a talented prospect. 16-0, undefeated, really long, really rangy, really dangerous, carries a lot of power, and he's a really, really exciting fighter. And it's a guy that you guys should check out. So at number 3, we've got AJ McKee. Moving on, at number 2, we got another great fighter that you guys should know about. I have no doubt that you guys know exactly who this is, and that's Patricio Pitbull Ferreira. Now, Patricio Pitbull is arguably the greatest fighter in Bellator history. Now, Patricio Pitbull is a 2-time featherweight world champion. He's a current lightweight champion, so a champ in Bellator, the first ever champ in Bellator, and he's won multiple tournaments in Bellator. He's currently in the featherweight Grand Prix. He's beaten all the best Bellator featherweights that that Bellator has ever seen from its inception. Guys like even guys that fought in the UFC, like Wilson Hayes, who was fighting at featherweight once upon a time. He's beaten Daniel Strauss not once or twice, but 3 times. Daniel Strauss, a former Bellator world champion as well. He's beaten the likes of Diego Nunes, former UFC contender, and a guy that I really respect. He's beaten Justin Wilcox, former Strikeforce contender, who was a guy that had a lot of noise going about him. Henry Corrales, current Bellator contender. He's beaten the likes of Juan Archuleta, TJ Dillashaw's training partner, a guy who was 21-1 coming into that fight. Patricio Pitbull is incredible. He may just be the greatest featherweight to have never fought in the UFC. Actually, I'm willing to say he is. He's definitely in the line for greatest Bellator fighter of all time, and he carries on winning. He's still young. He's still a champ. Whatever happens in this tournament, he's still going to be the lightweight champion. I can't wait to see him. I'm hoping he rematches Michael Chandler so we can see that fight play out a little bit more. What a brilliant fighter he is. So that's Patricio Pitbull. Now we move on to number 1. So if Patricio Pitbull isn't the best fighter that Bellator ever produced, then this next man is, and that is Douglas the Phenom Lima. Douglas Lima is a 3-time world champion in Bellator's welterweight division. He has won 2 world tournaments under Born Rebney. He just won the welterweight Grand Prix. He's beaten the likes of Rory MacDonald, Andrei Koreshkov not once but twice. He's beaten Paul Daly. He knocked out Michael Venom Page to give him his first and only loss in his career to date. And he is just an absolute savage of a human being. Adam Lorenz Larkin, a guy who was a UFC contender when he faced him. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that Douglas Lima is one of the best welterweights in the world. He may just be the best welterweight in the world. He's a guy that I think a lot of, if you know my content and if you watched any of my recent videos, then you know I've spoken about him previously. But Douglas Lima is no joke, a really talented fighter with a really, really long scope for growth as well, because he's still only 32 years old. Really talented, got loads of finishing power. He's always looking for the finish, he's always growing. Just look at the growth between his first fight with Rory MacDonald and his second fight with Rory MacDonald, and he gets so much better in rematches. He lost to Andrei Koreshkov, beat him twice. He lost to Rory MacDonald, beat him. It's a guy who doesn't get nowhere near any level of respect that he deserves, and it's a guy that should definitely have your attention. So for my number 1 must-watch fighter currently active on the Bellator roster, that's Douglas the Phenom Lima. Check him out. Anyways, fight fans, why don't you let me know your top 4s of fighters currently competing in Bellator? I'll be very interested to know who you guys think. Let me know what you thought on my list. I hope you guys appreciated my rationale of the way I approached this. This one's a bit tougher than One Championship in a lot of ways, because I could have just sat here and gone through the champions. That wouldn't do nothing, but it wouldn't be fair to not talk about the champions as well. So I tried to give it a fair mix. Hope you guys liked it. If you liked the video and you're new to the channel, like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share out the video, all that jazz. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm Rohan, and this is Mind for Combat.